Alright, this is my hopefully quick review of some shoes I bought last year. The brand is Vivobarefoot, and these were like 80 bucks. I bought them because I wear flip-flops. I've actually been wearing nothing but flip-flops for over 10 years now. And I like to have open-toed shoes, you know, where your feet are exposed to the elements, mainly because I think it's just healthier. I mean, it's natural. That's how we're designed to move around. And but the problem was I worked in a facility where you needed to have closed-toed shoes, so I thought this would be a good compromise. And I will say, for indoor use, I will recommend these, although I think they're a bit pricey. They're really cool looking. People are always like commenting on my shoes and like, wow, those are really cool shoes. And in terms of comfort, yeah, they're pretty comfortable. According to the literature on their website, these are actually the soles of the shoe shrink down to 3 millimeters with use. So it's basically like you're just walking on the ground. And that's very true. They literally, when you're first wearing them, they feel like you're just walking on the ground without any shoe at all. I mean, every little rock you step on, you feel it. But the sole of the shoe, which I'm going to get to right now, protects you. Actually, this is an insole, and it's supposed to protect you from any kind of injury. It's actually like really tough, and like if you step on a nail or whatever, it won't pierce the insole. Although the insoles, you might have guessed, is not actually supposed to come out of the shoe. And here's the one from the other shoe, and it actually delaminated. And this is probably my main criticism of these shoes. First of all, like if you have a shoe like Crocs, they're one piece, and that's I would say is a good competitor to this shoe. Crocs, because they're not as stylish, not as perhaps engineered as these. They're kind of a more cheap looking sandal type shoe, but ultimately a better design, I believe, because they don't suffer from this problem with the insole delaminating and actually coming out of the shoe. And for me, this is particularly an issue because anytime you have an insole like this, it's just like a place for bacteria to get trapped in the shoe, and that was kind of one of the main things I was hoping to avoid with the more open design in the first place. So I actually tried re-gluing these a couple times, and they just didn't stick. You can probably, sorry, this lighting is horrible, but you can see like a very smooth finish on the inside of the shoe. Actually, you probably can't. Sorry about that. Yeah, so serious problem with the delamination. This happened probably after about 2 weeks of working in the garden where I work. And you can see like the material also very susceptible to staining and wear. This is my second major criticism. Like, okay, there's this really cool honeycomb like traction pattern on the bottom, and now for some like totally inexplicable reason that I don't really understand, instead of having the whole pattern molded into the shoe material, they created these little like inserts that I'll see if I can sort of show and peel back, but they're just glued on. You can see I actually lost one. Like there was one in the middle of the shoe over here, and it just came unglued and came off. So kind of mystifying, like why they would just put it in key areas. I guess it's probably a different material and they were trying to increase traction and durability with a different material, but it kind of backfired because they came unglued and they came off in like a couple of weeks, just like the shoes. So like I said, for indoor use, these shoes are probably pretty good and solid, but for outdoor use, not so much. And that's another thing, these holes that are supposed to like provide ample ventilation, they definitely do that, but the downside is that little rocks and dirt and pretty much absolutely anything on the ground will just magically fly in through those holes, and then you'll be walking on them, and it's really actually hard to get stuff out of the shoe. Once it's got in, you literally have to take it off, which this is a really nice feature. These shoes are really easy to take off. You can cinch them up really tight against your foot, and then just sort of like, I would feed the little loose thing through the one of the loops like that, and it would stay snugly on my feet. And or you could just leave it loose, and honestly they stay on almost as well that way, because they the engineering in terms of form fitting to the foot, that was really done well. Yeah, I have to say overall though, I'm a bit disappointed. I think if I just used these indoors, there wouldn't have been any problems. Another factor, like Crocs, you will notice they actually have little vertical slots all around the outside of the shoe that actually connects to the sole. This one actually has, like, you can't really see it very well, but there's like a lip inside, so if you get water in these shoes, it basically does not drain. It just stays in there like a pool, and the only way to drain them is to like tilt them probably like, you know, over 90 degrees to get the water to pour out. That was kind of tedious because I ended up having to wash these almost every day, and they'd always get full of water. Yeah, so I don't know, like, use your best judgment. If you're gonna be wearing these outdoors, like if you think, oh, I'll go kayaking or hiking in these, I would say hell no, like absolutely not. But if you're like, I'm gonna be working in a high-tech medical facility or microchip manufacturing or in a warehouse, then yeah, fine. That was a really curious thing I noticed about these, just a little extra bonus bit of material here. I worked in a facility with cement floors, and I was walking over 11 miles a day in this facility on these cement floors, and the first few days that I was walking in these shoes, like I said, it's just like you're pretty much barefoot. That much is true about the marketing for these. My feet really hurt because I'm walking on this rock hard material all day long, 8 hours a day, carrying heavy objects at times, pushing, rolling things around, constantly moving. And but after a couple of weeks, my feet actually got used to the constant hard surface, and they stopped hurting, and it was perfectly comfortable. I was really worried at first, but that's pretty amazing that feet are so adaptable, and so after a couple of weeks, no pain whatsoever. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's much else to say about these shoes. Oh yeah, my suggestion to the company, Vivobarefoot, is to get rid of these ridiculous insoles and move to a manufacturing technique that uses, basically what it has is a solid material that is positioned within the casting mold, and then the softer foam material is cast around that material. I have a perfect example. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. If I can find it. So this is a silicone spatula with stainless steel that is inside the silicone. So that's what I'm talking about. Like the insole could be stainless steel. Like if you really wanted to go, the dramatic expensive route. And then you could cast the shoe material around the stainless steel and get the same effect without ever having to worry about these slipping out or coming unglued. Which, technically it's a lot more sophisticated of a engineering challenge, but the end result will save you a lot of money in the long term because you won't have to worry about the gluing and the multiple part manufacturing and so forth. The closure mechanism, to me, I really liked it just as a stylistic thing. I thought it was really cool, but pretty complicated, adding a lot of overhead to your manufacturing. And something like Velcro or just even an elastic strap could work just as well, I think. Just my 2 cents. Because like I said, they fit really well on your feet and they don't come off. I think that's sort of the beauty of the design of these shoes, is that they're so well contoured to the shape of the foot that you almost don't even need some kind of closure mechanism. Flexibility, phenomenal. $80, too much. I think $40 would be a reasonable price for something like this if you could streamline the manufacturing. Anyway, Vivobarefoot.com, I think. This review, totally independent. I bought these shoes with my own money. I have not had any contact with the company at all. And, thanks for watching.